The acrid smell of smoke hung heavy in the air as the flames crackled and roared, painting the sky with an eerie glow. It was not a scene conjured by a Hollywood apocalypse, but rather the haunting reality of Los Angeles under siege from one of the most devastating wildfires in recent memory. As the city burned, its heart ached with loss and uncertainty, and in the midst of this devastation, a lone figure stood silently, contemplating the chaos around him. Donald Trump, a figure more often known for his controversial remarks and polarizing personality, found himself in an unimaginable setting, a smoldering Los Angeles, where destruction lay like a dark quilt over once thriving neighborhoods. The familiar bravado was absent from his demeanor. Instead, his face bore an uncharacteristic solemnity, his eyes reflecting the chaotic dance of distant flames as he surveyed the charred remains. He stepped carefully through layers of ashen debris, each footstep a poignant reminder of what had been lost. His mind raced with memories of homes, families, and communities now turned to embers. Reaching down, Trump scooped up a handful of the ash-covered soil, his palms trembling slightly as he examined its texture. His brows furrowed in concentration, as if the dark, gritty substance held secrets known only to him. "This soil doesn't seem right," he murmured, his voice a quiet mix of determination and curiosity, a stark contrast to the loud world he was used to commanding. Unbeknownst to anyone present, this simple observation would ignite a series of events that would ripple through the city, the nation, and even the world. It was a moment of pure, unguarded insight that would soon become the catalyst for hope amid despair. News of Trump's remarks spread like wildfire across media platforms, sparking a tide of speculation and intrigue. Reporters and photographers flooded the scene, their cameras clicking incessantly, capturing every nuance of the unexpected turn in his behavior. Social media buzzed with theories. Was this a strategic move, a moment of genuine concern, or something even deeper? While some dismissed his words as a mere comment, others sensed the undercurrent of a story that demanded further exploration, a narrative of resilience and hidden truths waiting to be unveiled. Compelled by an urgency that transcended politics, Trump ordered a comprehensive investigation into the anomalies he had detected in the soil. Teams of environmental scientists, forensic analysts, and firefighters were assembled, initially skeptical yet gradually drawn into the gravity of the situation. As days turned into weeks, their skepticism gave way to a deepening intrigue and a shared sense of purpose. The harsh reality on the ground revealed unsettling clues, traces of accelerants in the soil, irregular burn patterns, and hotspots that defied natural wildfire behavior. Meanwhile, the city watched in collective breath-holding suspense. The question on everyone's mind lingered like smoke in the air. What if the wildfires were not solely acts of nature, but parts of a larger, more sinister plan? Rumors of arson, of profiteering through destruction, began to weave a dark tapestry beneath the glowing sky. Yet, within this atmosphere of suspicion and fear, a flicker of hope emerged, a determination to seek truth and bring justice. As investigators combed through the evidence, piecing together a puzzle that stretched far beyond the charred ground they trod, startling revelations began to surface. The accelerant traces pointed to the unsettling possibility of deliberate sabotage. The winds carried not just smoke, but whispers of malfeasance. Someone or something was fueling the flames, setting them to spread faster than nature intended. Trump, once associated more with boardrooms than disaster zones, now found himself at the helm of a high-stakes investigation. In a tense press conference held amidst swirling smoke and anxious reporters, he addressed the nation with a steely resolve. "This isn't just a natural disaster," he declared, his voice resonant with quiet strength. His words bridged a gap between political rhetoric and profound human concern, uniting a divided audience with a shared purpose to uncover the truth and protect their homes, their loved ones, and their future. With the nation holding its breath, law enforcement agencies and environmental groups joined forces, transcending partisan lines and personal agendas. Community members rallied together, some offering shelter, others volunteering their time and expertise. Each act of kindness and solidarity added threads to a tapestry of hope woven amid despair. During this turbulent time, Trump began visiting communities ravaged by the flames. He walked through neighborhoods littered with charred debris, each step a testament to commitment and empathy. One visit to a local school-turned-emergency shelter remains etched in the hearts of those who witnessed it. Amid the rows of evacuees and volunteers, a little girl, no more than 7, mustered the courage to approach him. Her eyes were swollen from crying, yet within them sparkled a fragile glimmer of hope. Clutching a crayon drawing tightly in her small hand, she offered it to Trump. The drawing depicted a humble house, now reduced to a smear of charred lines, surrounded by scorched earth. As Trump knelt to accept the drawing, the scene was heavy with unspoken words, remorse for the pain endured, gratitude for the assistance offered, and the unyielding human spirit that refused to be broken. In that moment, the dichotomy between a man once seen as a polarizing figure and the compassionate leader emerging before them blurred. He looked into the eyes of the child and made an unspoken promise to rebuild not just homes, but the fragile threads of hope that tied these people together. The investigation continued relentlessly. Weeks turned into months, and through diligent work, the truth gradually emerged. Arrests were made. Investigators unraveled a web of illegal activities involving real estate speculators and criminal elements who had sought to profit from the destruction. Their sinister plots exposed a grim reality. The fires had been intentionally exacerbated in certain areas, their spread manipulated for financial gain. The revelations sent shockwaves through the community, igniting outrage, but also a determination to prevent such tragedies in the future. As the immediate danger subsided, Trump and his team focused on healing the wounds left by the inferno. New regulations and safeguards were introduced, aimed at preventing the recurrence of such disasters. Yet, the wildfire crisis had ignited something far greater than just policy changes. It sparked a national conversation about climate change, sustainability, and the urgent need for collective action. Environmentalists and community leaders found common ground, transforming grief into momentum for lasting change. The emotional core of the story resided not in the high-stakes investigation, but in the bonds forged during the crisis, bonds that transcended political divides. Neighbors who once viewed each other with suspicion came together in acts of kindness and solidarity. Through shared tears and laughter, they rebuilt not only their homes, but also their faith in humanity. Months later, as golden sunlight began to pierce the haze, Trump returned to one of the hardest-hit neighborhoods. The scene that unfolded before him was nothing short of miraculous. Where charred ruins once stood, new homes now rose, built sturdily with hope and resilience. Thriving gardens replaced scorched earth, and the laughter of children playing in safe streets echoed where silence had reigned for too long. Residents welcomed him warmly, their faces lined with both exhaustion and relief. Mothers clutched their children's hands, their eyes shimmering with tears of gratitude. Elderly men and women recounted stories of loss and survival, their voices tinged with both pain and a quiet joy for the future they dared to envision. In the midst of smiles and embraces, an overwhelming sense of unity pervaded the atmosphere, a collective affirmation that together they could overcome even the darkest times. As Trump's unexpected involvement culminated in tangible recovery, The story of Los Angeles's resilience spread far beyond city limits. It inspired the establishment of a national task force dedicated to disaster prevention and environmental protection, fostering international collaborations to share knowledge and resources. The tale of how a single observation sparked a chain reaction of change became a beacon of hope around the world, a reminder that vigilance, compassion, and unity could transform despair into recovery. Years later, a poignant documentary chronicled these events, weaving personal narratives with the larger arc of the investigation and its aftermath. The film captured the essence of human spirit, the way communities rose from ashes, how strangers became friends, and how a leader, prompted by a simple gesture of curiosity, found himself part of a transformative movement. In the closing scenes, the camera glided over neighborhoods now fully rebuilt, gardens flourishing, children playing where embers once danced in the wind. The narrative asked a powerful question: could this story of resilience and transformation serve as a beacon of hope for other nations facing similar crises? The answer, etched in the smiles of those who rebuilt their lives and in the enduring spirit of collaboration and empathy, seemed to shine as brightly as the sun breaking through the smoky sky. In the end, this was not a story defined by politics or power, but by people, their hearts, their unity, and their unyielding belief that even in the darkest times, a single observation, a single act of humanity, could spark a chain reaction leading to recovery and lasting change.